Have you ever heard the story of Mrs. O'Leary and her cow? It's a tale that's become legendary, but the truth behind it is far more than just a simple accident. Let's travel back to October 8, 1871, in Chicago, for Catherine O'Leary. It was just another evening. She was in her barn on the city's southwest side, milking her cow. What she didn't know was that her quiet life was about to be turned upside down, and she would become the unwilling star of one of America's most infamous disasters. Before we continue, kindly follow this channel and like this video for more interesting English tales. That night, a small fire started in her barn. How? We still don't know for sure. The popular legend says her cow kicked over a lantern, but the real cause is lost to history. What we do know is that Chicago was a tinderbox waiting for a spark. The city was booming, filled with wooden buildings packed tightly together. It dried, humid breeze swept through, and once the flames took hold in that barn, there was no stopping them. The fire grew into a monstrous inferno, a raging wall of flames that tore through the city. Imagine the scene. Buildings that had stood for years vanished into ash in minutes. People were screaming, fleeing their homes as chaos took over the streets. The firefighters were exhausted, already stretched thin from other blazes, and they were no match for this firestorm. It was a perfect storm of disaster. As the fire consumed everything in its path, panic swept across Chicago. Bridges and roads were clogged with terrified residents trying to escape. By the time the fire finally burned itself out 2 days later, on October 10th, the destruction was unbelievable. Over 3 square miles of the city were gone. Around 300 people lost their lives, and more than 100,000 were suddenly homeless. What was once a vibrant, bustling city was now a smoldering ruin. And who got the blame? The media was quick to point fingers. Cow started fire, one newspaper headline screamed. In an instant, Mrs. O'Leary and her poor cow became the villains of the story. It was an easy, sensational tale to tell, but it wasn't the whole truth. The city needed a scapegoat for its grief and anger, and she was it. But this isn't just a story of destruction. It's a story of incredible resilience. In the aftermath of the fire, something amazing happened. The people of Chicago didn't give up. Donations and volunteers poured in from all over the country. The community came together, determined to rebuild. And they didn't just rebuild, they reinvented. The old wooden structures were replaced with fire-resistant brick and stone. They designed wider streets and better fire breaks. This disaster led to the creation of modern fire codes, changing how cities are built forever. Just 22 years later, in 1893, Chicago hosted the world's Columbian Exposition. It was a massive celebration, showing the world that the city had risen from the ashes, stronger and more innovative than ever. Millions of visitors marveled at the new Chicago, a testament to human determination. As for Mrs. O'Leary, she faded from the headlines and lived out her life quietly. Her story, once a tale of flame, eventually became part of a larger narrative, a symbol of a city that refused to be defeated. The Great Chicago Fire was a tragedy, but it also ignited the spirit of a community, forging a new identity for the city. Out of the ashes, a new Chicago was born, proving that even from the worst disasters, incredible strength and renewal can emerge. Thanks for watching. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into history. See you next time.